So what I'm going to show you right now is I'm going to do an assembly, and then I'm going to go ahead and show you how to go into the next phase after an assembly. All right, so let's go ahead and click new tab. Let's go ahead and create an assembly. I know I've shown this before, but some people need to catch up. So I'm going to go ahead and insert my parts. Let's go ahead and insert the yellow part first. After we insert the yellow part, we want to make sure that it's fixed in place. We can right click and go to fix, and it'll fix it in space. But if I want it fixed to a specific point, I can use my mate, my fasten mate, which is right here. I can click on this icon or press the letter M. I find the mate that I want to mate. I hold shift. I go to this mate right here, and I want to mate it to the origin. So now it's stuck to the origin. The next thing I want to do is I want to insert my next part. It's going to be my red part. I'm actually going to insert two parts at once here because I made them together. Just because I can. Let's delete this part. All right, so I have these two parts, and I'm going to put my red part in, and I know my red part is going to be fasten mate. I'm going to go here. Once the mate shows up, I hold shift, and it appears. I'm going to shift. I'm going to go ahead and click solve, and I want to rename it. So I'm going to rename this red to yellow. Red to yellow. And now let's do this gray part. I know this gray part is going to go in here. I want that to go to this. Go ahead and solve it. And finally, so that's going to be my gray to red. Red. And then finally, I'm going to insert this orange piece. Now, this orange piece orientation is not perfect. So if I want to change the orientation of a part, I click on a part. I change the direction by rotating, and then I can type 90 degrees since I know I want it 90 degrees. And then I want to change this direction as well, 90 degrees. Okay. Now I know that I want this corner to match up with this yellow corner in there. So let's go ahead and fasten mate. Hold shift, go to that corner. Let's hold shift and go to this corner. Okay. So now I have those parts in. And then finally, I have to put my green part. So let's rename this. That was the orange to yellow. And let's go ahead and insert. And this is going to be the green part. And let's orient our green part properly. I think that's the green part. No, this green part doesn't work. Insert. I'm just going to put another yellow part. Let's do the blue part. All right, I'm going to show you a trick. So this blue part, I'm going to go ahead and insert this blue part. I know that I want that blue part to go to, I want to mate. Let's do this corner. This corner to this corner. And I'm going to go ahead and rotate this around. I chose the wrong corner, so let's go ahead and delete that, and let's put it back over to here. All right. Now, I noticed after I made all my parts, so that's going to be the blue to red. Blue to red. Blue to red. Now, I noticed that when I made this part, hey, I'm missing a piece here. Now, instead of going back and going to my parts and actually editing in my parts studio, what I can do is right click on the part and I can go to edit in context. And what it will do is it will show my assembly and it will allow me to edit this in this assembly. So now I can go here and add this last piece. And then I can extrude that last piece, however, whatever distance I need it to be. Finish it, and then go to assembly, and now it's finished, complete. All right, now once we have our assembly, what we're gonna wanna do is we're gonna want to create an exploded view. Actually, let's do the bill of materials first. We're gonna wanna create a bill of materials. To do that, you're gonna go to BOM table, bill of materials. BOM stands for bill of materials. We'll click on BOM table, and then we end up with our BOM. This last piece is gonna be the blue piece. I have too many columns here. I don't need this part number column. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this column. Just for this assignment, I don't need the parts column. All right. Once I have my bill of materials made, I need to create an exploded view. So then the next tab I'm going to click on is the one that says exploded views. All right. And at this point, I actually have to refresh my page. I'm going to have to exit out of Onshape because the computer's slow. All right. Now I click on exploded view, and I want to go on where it says add exploded view. So I click add exploded view. Now I'm going to take my puzzle cube apart. All right. And I'm going to try to do it in a somewhat logical manner. I know that this piece is going to, oops, I don't want to rotate it. This is going to be 360. I want to move this piece out. I'm going to click the check mark. I want to move this piece up. Click the check mark. Move this piece out. Click the check mark. Move this piece out. And I want to make sure that all of my parts are visible in isometric view. So if I go to isometric view, can I see all the parts? Are any parts blocking? Yes, they are. There's a part here that's blocking, so I need to move this out. So now that I can see all of my parts, I have my exploded view. My exploded view 1 done. Okay, I can also rename this too, but I'm just going to leave it as exploded view number 1. When I'm done, I click done. Okay. Now, after I have my exploded view, I'm going to create a drawing page. So we're going to create a drawing page. It's going to be on my custom drawing page that I created. I'm going to rename this exploded view. We'll do that in a second. We'll add this in a second. We'll rename this. And BOM. Exploded view in BOM. Now I'm going to insert. And this time when I insert, I'm going to insert assemblies. And I'm going to do my full puzzle cube. So I insert, and it's going to be my full puzzle cube. And I want to put it as isometric. And I'm going to insert this twice. So I have one here. We'll do this again. Insert, isometric. And this time I want this one to be smaller. So I'm going to change this to 1 to 2. I'm going to put it here. Okay. I don't need the scale for this assignment. I do need to change the color to make sure that it's showing the color. And now what I want to do is I want to put this as an exploded view. So I'm going to go explode 1. I'm going to right click and go to explode position, explode 1. Now notice how my pieces are all outside of the page. That means I need to adjust the scale. So let's go ahead and view properties. We could change it to any scale we want, but I'm just going to go ahead and make this 1 to 2. And I don't need to show my scale label, so I can delete that. Move this into the page. Next thing I'm going to do is add my bill of materials. So the bill of materials is right here. It's the same icon that was in my part studio. Click on bill of materials table, and I'm going to put this bill of materials table on my page. And finally, I need to add callouts. So I click on this little balloon icon, and I click on each of the parts to show which part corresponds to the part in the bill of materials. Try not to cross your object lines. So try to go to corners. Okay. So once you have this done, you need to export this. To export a drawing page, we're gonna right click on the tab at the bottom and we go to export. We want to make sure that the format is PDF or whatever format I tell you to export it as. Okay. Then you click export and then your file will show up in your downloads. Okay. So there it is. Any questions? Any questions?